Ma'am, we've been talking about the oil spill, but we've touched on it a bit, but maybe you could expound even further. Talk about the ecosystem in that area that might be affected.
Oh, so the site where the oil spill occurred, as you mentioned already in the intro, is in the Tabla Strait. So this is off Pola in Oriental Mindoro. And based on projections done by our colleagues here at the Marine Science Institute, the trajectory of the oil slick will be southwest. That explains why there are reports already of the oil reaching coastal environments in Mansalay, in Bulalakaw, and also in Kaluya Island. Okay, so the trajectory of the oil slick is largely controlled by physical factors, including the wind direction and also the wind speed. Okay, so that's why we are seeing it in this area southward because of the prevailing weather conditions. Now, in terms of the ecosystems that will be impacted, you already mentioned it, the hectareage of mangroves, corals, and also seagrass beds that will be affected. Okay, in general terms, the impact, so the immediate impact will be death of juveniles and also the eggs and the sperm that are already available on the surface of the water that may be influenced by the presence of the oil slick on the water column. And thinking of long-term exposure, this will have influence on the ecosystems because of just the mere presence of the oil will hinder a lot of biological processes from occurring smoothly. Okay.
Kanina po, we were showing pictures of an oil spill in Guimaras in 2006. How does this compare in terms of size, but also in terms of a potential long-term impact?
Okay, so the one in 2006, which occurred in Guimaras, the vessel was carrying 500,000 liters of oil. Princess Empress is carrying with it 800,000 liters of oil. And just the scale, or just comparing the amount of oil in these two instances, we are looking at a larger scale of impact, if that is indeed released in the water.
Okay, ma'am, you came up with several scenarios of the wind blowing the oil towards different areas. Have you zeroed in on the southwest movement? And what would be your advice to those who are looking to contain this? Where do we first start if it's, all over?
So, based on prevailing weather conditions, it is indeed going southward, which explains reports of it in the southern part of Pola. And to contain it, the best possible scenario will be to contain it very close to the source. Okay, so DNR and the Philippine Coast Guard are already working on identifying this exact location so we can address it. We can address the oil slick very close to the point source. Now, in terms of those the parts or the fraction of the oil that already spread to neighboring towns or the southern part of Oriental Mindoro, what can be done is to be prepared for it already. Okay, so it will be good for the coastal communities in these southern parts of Pola and Nauman to be informed that their coast may be inundated with the oil slick, and then they can already prepare kind of a dam to direct the flow of the oil into. And in that case, we minimize the areas where it will be affected by the oil. Kind of sacrifice one part so that the majority of the coast will be protected. In addition to that, the coastal communities can already organize themselves and prepare for coastal cleanup, the efforts to really participate in coastal cleanups. And additionally, a lot of our fellow men are reliant on the sea for their livelihood. So it is better to be prepared that you will not be able to go out to catch fish. So it's best to prepare in terms of that alternative livelihood source in the next weeks.
Ma'am, in the meantime, based on past experience as well, I mean, not just Guimaras, but how would you assess the capacity of our government, of our country, of all sectors involved, and for that matter, at the community level? What capacity do we actually have to contain and not only to contain, but also to address the fallout and the impact of this oil spill?
Unfortunately, I have to be frank here. We have technical expertise in NGAs or national government agencies, but in terms of technical know-how down to our coastal communities, they are not properly informed how to handle this. So probably that's one aspect that moving forward we can address, so in our educational system, and also in terms of capability. So the machineries, we are not as equipped as what is expected of an archipelagic country. So this is where we are lacking, and probably one aspect that our government, our LGUs will have to be prepared for moving forward.
Ma'am, final question lang po, no? Doon po sa trajectory nung oil spill. Is there still a possibility that it might move towards the Verde Island Passage, move up north, even if it's been going southwest?
The existing weather conditions right now favor southward movement or the southward trajectory of the sleek. And this will only flip to the north direction if the prevailing conditions, wind directions will change. And based on projections in the next days, it will still be going southwards.